I think we're live now. Hey, how are you? Just wanted to jump on and talk to you about a couple of things. One is it's July already. Hard to believe, I know, that we are halfway through the year. And I have a question for you. So, remember back in January when you kind of came up with those New Year's resolutions and decided the things that you wanted to do or work on in the upcoming year? And for, I don't know, 80 some percent of the population by February, they're like, that didn't work, not part of what I can really either sustain, or it's too much work, or things happened and I needed to change what my goals were, any of those kinds of things. Well, July is a good time to kind of reassess and see where you are and decide, what is it that I can do now so that when the new year comes, I can have something different that I want to work on. Or really, the bottom line is there was some reason why you decided on those New Year's resolutions. There was something that you wanted to change, or you wanted to do differently, or you wanted to feel better. And I'm sure the thought wasn't going through your mind, this year I want to do healthy aging. No, it would have been more like, hey, I want to see what I can do about sleeping better, or I want to feel better, when I get up in the morning, or I don't really understand why I'm gaining weight. It's happening. I'm eating pretty much the same stuff. Or my body is achy. It doesn't feel good. I want to figure out what it is that's going on there. Or it might be that you look in the mirror and you go, what I see in here, what I see in there are two different things. And what is it that I can do to change that? What can I do about those wrinkles, or that the puffiness under the eyes, or the saggy jaw, or the wrinkly neck? Or what is it about my body that aches and my posture is like this? And I don't want to telegraph people that, I'm old and I don't move and I don't feel good and I'm in pain, all those kinds of things, which when people look at you, they make judgments or decisions about you, and it's not done in a vindictive manner or in any other way. And the example that I use, I at one point in time was thinking about going back and getting a PhD in kinesiology. And what I really wanted to study was the use of Argentine tango in Parkinson's disease. My grandmother had Parkinson's disease. At the time that she had it, there were not a lot of options, and they didn't really know what to do as far as that's concerned. And now they have a whole host of protocols. And one of the things that I happened to run into, because I met a woman who was studying it, was the use of Argentine tango and how that really changes the way that the brain works, but also the body and the movement, and just a whole host of good things that happen. Anyway, I decided not to do that, but really understanding that how movement and those kinds of things really change how you act and what you think and how you feel, really stuck with me. And quite frankly, the reason I decided not to do the PhD program was you have to sit and write all the time. I was interested in moving my body, not in sitting and writing about other people doing movement. But anyway, so really looking at what it is that you want and deciding, you don't have to wait for New Year's in order to make a decision to make a change. And even a teeny tiny small change makes all the difference in the world. So for the next couple of weeks, I'm going to be really sharing the kinds of things that you can start doing or thinking about doing. And I have a program that I'm going to be starting up, and it's a jumpstart. And I'm super excited about it. It's something that is quick, gets you results, starts you on the path. So when you do something, you get feedback, or you can tell that it makes a difference. Because I think a lot of times therein lies the challenge, is that if we don't feel like what we're doing makes a change, or that it helps us get to where our goal is, we become frustrated. And when you become frustrated, you stop doing it. And then it starts this whole downward spiral of, I'm not good at it. I don't know why I set any goals. It's not, and you can see my body posture is going like this, because literally That's what happens with people when they are unable to achieve a goal. And so thinking about things that you can do, little things that start to make a difference. And then once you feel that you have that under, then adding another thing on rather than doing dramatic changes for everything. So going back to my initial question, which is what is it that you're looking at doing for the next half of the year that is in line with what your goals were in January? And retooling that and maybe changing it just slightly so that you have some small little thing that you're doing. For example, it might be something as easy as 5 nights a week, I'm going to make sure I'm in bed by 10 o'clock. Or it might be every day I'm going to drink another glass of water. Whatever it might be, because those little subtle changes will begin to start to make a difference. And I can share an example of that in that um, one of my friends had an injury, and she was a traumatic injury. She was waylaid for a long time, couldn't move, couldn't do anything. And so when she started in her rehab, she knew the end result was she wanted to get to where she was before the incident. And she, in the very beginning, kept motivating and saying, I want to be able to get up and walk around and go back to running, long distances. And when she had that thought in her head, she became very, very frustrated with the fact that she couldn't stand up. And it was like, how am I going to be able to run a marathon when I can't even stand up? And so we tweaked her thinking just a little bit and say, okay, today's goal is I'm going to be able to stand up. And then after I get to the point where I can stand up, then my next goal is I'm going to be able to stand up for 5 minutes. And then the next goal became I'm going to be able to take one step. And it might be with the walker. And then it was then one step with the cane. And then, so there's this progression that gets you along the path of where you want to go. You still have in the back of your mind what it is that you want, but you set up all of these little things that you can do to really make you successful in that endeavor. And so that's a lot of what I go through with the Jumpstart program that I have, but also a lot of what I'm going to start you in that process over the next couple of weeks for the next 3, so you can get a little bit of a taste as to what that's like. And just put a Y in the comments if this is something that you're interested in. And I'll be sure to contact you and let you know. But again, go back and look at what it was that you decided that you wanted to do on New Year's. And maybe you're one of the population who said, I'm not doing New Year's resolutions. I'm not good with those. Not something that I can ever keep up with. So why do I want to frustrate yourself? So for those people, I would say, what is the number one thing that you want to change, that you'd like to change in the next 6 months or year? And then if you want, put that in the comments. And we can start tweaking that a little bit, and I can moderate or change a little bit the topics that I have for the next couple of weeks and maybe include what it is that you're looking at in those. So that's all for today. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Bye.